All right, let's dive into something a little different today. We're going to explore a path for anyone out there who has a quiet dream. A dream to build something of your own, especially if you've ever felt like the whole online world just wasn't really built for you.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're scrolling online, maybe late at night, and you see all these incredible success stories and perfect-looking highlight reels. And it's hard not to feel like you've already missed the boat, like you're already behind.
And there's this entire industry out there that can make you feel this way. It's almost like it's designed to do it. It paints this picture of what success is supposed to look like that for most of us feels completely and totally out of reach. Yeah, so much of the advice we see seems to be made for a completely different kind of person. Someone who can just quit their job and go all in, or who already has this massive audience or a whole team behind them. It's all so loud and fast, and it can really feel like it's just meant for somebody else.
This actually brings us to a really powerful way of thinking about the problem. This metaphor of experts who are teaching from the top of a mountain. I mean, sure, they can tell you how great the view is, but it's been so long, they've completely forgotten what it felt like to actually start the climb.
So, let's break that down. On one side, you've got that old way, right? The gurus who have all the answers, the content that's really for people with way more resources, and of course, those super polished highlight reels. But on the other side, there's a little hint of something totally different. Founders who are honest about the questions, a path for people who only have, say, 5 hours a week, and a focus on the real kind of messy journey. Okay, so this is where we meet Rowena and Jon, the founders of Community Economy AI. They saw that whole mountaintop model, and they just decided to build something based on a completely different philosophy. And this right here, this is their entire belief system. They are not experts looking down from some finished success story. No, they are founders, building their company right now, in real time. They're in the thick of it, on the exact same path. And that is such a powerful bet to make. Think about it. In a world that is jam-packed with experts, they believe people are starving, not for another person with all the answers, but for someone who is just honest enough to share the questions they're asking along the way. So here's the absolute crucial difference. They aren't just selling you advice. They're documenting their own journey as it happens. So it's way less about telling you how to do it, and much more about showing you how they are doing it step by painful step. And you've got to get this. This is not an accident. It's a very deliberate choice. They truly believe the most valuable thing they have to offer is the truth of their journey. The good, the bad, and the systems they're setting up late on a Tuesday night. So who is this actually for? Well, they're not trying to be for everybody. They have built this for a very, very specific person, someone they've come to call the quiet builder. This is that person with a demanding job, the person who's scrolling at night after the kids are finally in bed, and they have this feeling that they could build something amazing, but none of the advice they see feels like it was meant for them. So, does any of this sound familiar to you? You've got that demanding 9 to 5. You have maybe 5 solid, focused hours a week. You need something that actually fits in the margins of your already full life. You've got that quiet dream you just can't shake, and you just feel like all the other programs out there that just weren't built with you in mind. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of what they believe. If you're struggling to keep up, it's not some personal failing. It's not because you're lazy or you're uncommitted. It's because you are living a full life, and you need an approach that honors that, instead of one that asks you to completely change who you are. So their entire approach is built around these ideas. It's got to be focused and simple. There's no distracting noise, no chasing algorithms, and absolutely no competitive leaderboards that are just designed for people who can afford to be loud and online 24/7.
It all really comes together in this one simple idea. It's not a sales pitch. Really, it's an invitation to join them on the journey itself, to join them on the climb. They are completely committed to documenting everything, every system they build, every wrong turn they take, every single win, because they believe that honesty is how you build trust, and that the journey itself, that's where the most valuable lessons are found. And that's really the final big contrast with that mountaintop world, isn't it? The goal here isn't to overwhelm you with a fire hose of information or to impress you with some insane results. No, the mission is actually much simpler, and maybe a lot more profound. It's just to walk alongside the almost entrepreneurs, the quiet builders, the people who have just been waiting for someone to finally make this whole thing feel possible for them. And that really just leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In a world full of experts shouting from their mountaintops, what if the guide you actually need is someone who's just a few steps ahead of you on the trail, turning around and showing you the way? What if you're ready to start your own climb?